we'll say good night. I want to welcome all of you to this special broadcast where we're talking about the murder of a young lady on a BRT bus in Lagos recently. This actually generated different reactions in different quarters, and different people have different things to say. And for those who have been asking questions, what is update? We have heard different rumors, like some of you have also heard, but we are here to shed light into what has happened so far and what is going on. I am here with James Joel. He's one of the persons who are on the case, who are been following up and also assisting the family to make sure that everything goes well. So please say hello to, so just say hello to everybody watching right now.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Okay, great. So let us quickly shed light into, because I've heard rumors that the family has been compensated, they have been given millions of naira to let the matter rest. Can you quickly give us the background to this and exactly how have you received compensation or justice so far? And because people are asking, why did the noise about this go down suddenly?
We all know the issue happened in late February, but we discovered the news of a death broke up in March, and that was the period when the justice for Bamishe became a public outcry. Now, let's fast forward to the issue of compensation, justice, blah, blah, blah. I also had some quarters where they said a compensation or whatever has been given to the family. Now, I can authoritatively say this on air that there is nothing of such, and no family member has given room for anything on compensation because we are after justice and not compensation. Now, I stand to be corrected. The case just started on Monday in the courts. That was on the 9th of May, this very month we're in. We had a case for Monday and Tuesday. Though we've not gotten to the stage of Bamishe, we're still on the stage of those that were raped, that came in as witness, and the company, the parent company that employed the driver, LBSL, in charge of BRS, where they came to give their own testimony that truthfully the driver was in charge of the vehicles on that very sad day. Now, fast forward to the issue of compensation. I see no reason why we'll have to start peddling rumors on compensation. Justice has not been served. The hearing, an autopsy was carried out. The result has not been made public. The other accomplice of Andronize Ominikoron, they've not been arrested. We've not heard anything about them. So where is this compensation story coming from? I believe it is also a way at which they're trying to raise the masses against the family. That's my own picture of what is happening. Now, to me, what I believe is this. We can't talk compensation because we're talking justice. We're talking justice. Am I talking sense? Yes, sir?
Very well, yes. Yes, very clearly, yes.
Now, justice is all about bringing everybody involved in this drastic act, both old and young, both low and high, to book, to face the music. Now, unfortunately, the said driver, on Monday, when he was he was charged on 5-count charge at the High Court, in Lagos High Court, TBS. He pleaded not guilty on the issue of rape, murder, kidnapping. He pleaded not guilty. Now, I see no reason why anybody in his or her reasonable senses will go to dad and mom. Mom is a 74-year-old woman. Dad is an 84-year-old woman. And then you go to them for compensation, whereas they've not seen justice on their loving daughter. So I see no reason why we should be peddling rumors. Now, if anybody in the quarter say compensation has been paid, it will be good for the person to come live on air or grant an interview where the person will say, fine, so and so was the amount paid for compensation. So and so were the ones that represented the family to receive the compensation on behalf of the government or the company or whatsoever. So on the issue of compensation, please take my word for my word. It is a no, no, no. Nobody in the family has come out to discuss anything on compensation. Rather, we are still on the case of where are the other people.
Well, we learned that the efforts or attempts were made to conduct autopsy, and that the autopsy was going to lead the prosecution team to the case they were building. What was the outcome of the autopsy? Was it conducted, or was it? Are we still waiting for the autopsy to be conducted?
Anyway, the autopsy has been conducted. I was at Ikeja General Hospital at the morgue where the autopsy was conducted. And then we had a government pathologist and also the private pathologist. But after the autopsy was conducted, they decided to take some samples for further examinations. And I believe those results are not yet out. That's why the autopsy results has not been made public. But on the issue of the autopsy being done or not, I can tell you authoritatively, I was at the morgue. I witnessed this live with some members of the Nigerian police force from Panti who came as they represented the government, and it went smoothly. But until the result is made public, I cannot say anything on that.
That's as far as the autopsy is. But are you impressed at least as to how the prosecution team led by the Lagos state government and the DPP, are you impressed as to how they are handling the prosecution so far? I think it's network freezing right now. If you can hear me, just
I can hear you. I laugh in
okay, great.
Swahili.
Yeah. And why? We're having issue with the network right now.
There is nothing to be impressed about. So,
Yeah, I'm here with you. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, there is nothing about. The state cannot be a judge in its own case. If we had this trust in the state, if there was this trust, nobody would have filed for a fiat. It is when there is mistrust that we go for fiat. Now, I see no reason why we should trust the state. In fact, I can tell you vividly that they are only dragging the case on. But as things, so far so good, the judge is in charge of this case is someone I have a very big trust in. And I believe and hope that she will do the right thing. With what I've heard from every quarters, she's someone that stands for her word. She has a reputation for giving justice to victims that have been denied justice. But on the issue of trust, I see no reason why we should trust the sitting government in the state. Where the driver was arrested, we only got to hear the news in the media. The driver was arraigned. He was supposed to be arraigned for total time. We got there and he was already arraigned. The arraignment, the second arraignment in the High Court, we only got to hear that in the media. Now, there was a pre-trial. We were locked out of the pre-trial, whereas we were supposed to be at the pre-trial. So I see no reason why we should trust such prosecuting team in this kind of matter. I see no reason why it should take them for like forever to give us an update on the issue of other people involved in this crime, the other perpetrators, either the three male or two male and the female that also boarded the bus. They were not picked at random. They were picked specifically for this job. Now, according to the witness, the driver has been in the raping issue for so long. Now, for him to have picked some people after rejecting the plea to pick other passengers, Then he got to a certain place and picked up some certain people. It tells you it's an organized crime.
Hmm.
So until they tell us why it's taking them for like forever to provide those other accomplices, then that is when I would have this belief in the justice the state government is trying to also tell us they are pursuing. But for now, myself and the family, we don't have a single trust in the state government.
Is that why you are applying for a Fiat?
That is the major reason why we applied for a Fiat. That is the major reason why we had to request for a private pathologist. We were called in less than 24 hours to the autopsy that an autopsy will be carried out, which is not done. We had to tell them if you carry it out without us having a representative, it is what? Void. That was why they asked for like extend it for a further 2 weeks before they now gave room for us to bring in our own pathologist. If everything had gone smoothly, we won't go for the luxury of going for a private pathologist. Now, for us not to have a direct communication with a state prosecuting team that is also representing us as a family, but not communicating with us as a family and not asking for our own opinion in a case they say they are representing us, then I believe there's a foul play somewhere.
I do not want to ask what you suspect, but I think at this point, I want to say that at least in summary, you trust that the court is going to do justice somehow.
100%
Especially
the sitting judge will do justice. With my
you only
trust a judgment.
you're only not confident in the prosecuting team led by
I
the
am
state
not
government.
confident in the prosecuting team because what I saw on Monday at the court was beyond my own imagination. I saw foul play. I saw a driver that came out without a sign of remorse. I saw a driver
Hmm.
that came out and was speaking with confidence. A driver that challenged me in the court. And why will I be looking at his face and why will I try to take his picture? A criminal that's supposed to cover his face in shame. But he looked at me with a bold face and told me I shouldn't do that. He even ordered the warder to shun me and walk me out. So how do you expect me to have trust and belief in that process?
Interesting. So, in a nutshell, you are simply saying that uh, it might be gaining support of the warders of the police team instead of feeling remorseful if you were to be taken through the right process. But you are suspecting he's not taken through the right process. He is getting now. If you did you see the testimony he gave on? I mean, before prior to his arraignment.
Sorry, let me on his
I think
testimony.
there were two. I think there were two separate accounts.
He already has up to 3 testimonies. The
Okay.
first one, the first video that was released was the one he went to the one that TVC released, the short clip, where he
Yeah.
said he was when he carried those people along the road, when they pointed that thing at him, he had this fear. Then they started dragging the lady. Then the lady held on to the pole, and then he zoomed off. He never knew that the lady was no longer in the bus. Then it was later another video came online where it was where it was even at night. That is, that was the first video where he said he confessed he did something to her. That was in the video. Now, he also has a confessional statement where he said she was raped in his balls. Now he's claiming not guilty.
Yes. He has pleaded not guilty.
So at this stage, what I ask myself, if the state is trying to take this as a rape case, a kidnap case, and a murder case, imagine if Bamishe was a daughter of a sitting governor or an ex-governor or an army general or one of the top guns in the country. What would have happened to that driver? What would have happened to other fleeing accomplices? So we should stop beating about the bush. We should stop acting up. The truth is, there are games that we don't understand?
Well, we learned at some point that the governor gave his word that he was coming to visit the family. Maybe at that point, maybe it was at that point the rumor broke that upon visit he already compensated the family and they no longer want to talk about it somehow.
Um,
How was the
anyway,
visit?
um, the the Commissioner of Transportation, one of the special advisors, and the ND of Lamata, they came visiting the family. I was there live. It was on a Saturday afternoon. It was during the condolence visit, after the media pressure, that the Commissioner of Transportation put a call through to the governor, and he promised to pay a condolence visit the following week before the week runs out, either in person or he will send an emissary to bring the family down to wherever he thinks is okay. But to our biggest surprise, up till as I speak, except he decided to visit the family house now, he has not paid any condolence. In fact, he has not even put a call through. But you might tell me maybe he's busy with the campaign. This is campaign period. But I believe he is there to serve us. He's working for the masses, for the security. He was voted and elected to work and serve the people of Lagos State on the security of life and property. Now, he owes every negotiation an explanation when things go wrong on life and property. Now we're talking life. If we value life, it won't cost him anything to pay a condolence visit where he won't spend more than, he won't even spend up to 2 hours. Come in, talk to us, give us a word. That is all. So on the issue of him saying and people saying he has visited, he has sent one or two strong delegates, according to the Commissioner of Information or Commissioner of Media, Lagos State, I'm not sure what is it called, where he came on Arise News that very day and he said the governor sent a strong delegate. I am still yet to see that strong delegate. So the governor, that was the last time we heard from him. The day the commissioner placed a call through to him. And the commissioner, the MD of Lamata, and one other person, they collected dad and mom's phone numbers. None of them have placed a call through to them. They believe they've come and they don't owe anybody any explanation.
I want to be careful not to preempt the court or to go into, since the matter is already in court. But let me just ask you this as a way of, because you already applied for a fiat and you must have your reason you applied for a fiat, even though it was already turned down. But let me ask, if you had your way to probe, what do you think you would have done better that the state government isn't doing? If you have your way to be the interrogator or the prosecutor, what exactly do you expect to have been done by now that is not yet done? Andronas is already apprehended, is already in custody. What do you think between that time he was arrested and now should have been done that is not yet done, that makes you feel you deserve it, or you want a fiat?
All right, I'm sorry. Let me try and give you a little picture. I'm gonna give you a little picture. Let me paint a little picture to you and the people watching. We discovered that we got the news of Bamishe's death on a Sunday, but we didn't believe. We went to the police station to confirm. When we got there, they showed us a picture of the lady that they moved to the morgue a week before. We couldn't pass that information back to the family at home because there were no elderly people to control whatever actions might come after the news had broke out. Now we went to the morgue on Monday, myself and some family members, with the DPO of Ebute police station and the OC Banti. They came to the morgue. We were at the morgue. It was Immediately after we confirmed Bamishe's corpse at the morgue, it was less than 10 minutes that now one of the police officers now came and said they've arrested the driver. Now, it means that the driver has been in custody. That is my own belief. I stand to be corrected. It means that the driver has been in
on
custody.
Monday.
Now, when they told me that, I told other family members that is what we call damage control. Now, the video that they released, the first one was the one with TVC, and then the one that they released later was the one at night. Why didn't they release the one at night a day before? Now, the driver was arrested through tracking by the DSS. They tracked his phone. We have the Commissioner of Justice, and the AG of Justice, Lagos State. We have the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State. They are both answerable to the governor of the state. What will it cost them to get either a cost reduction on the police request or whatever, and take to Glow and get his call log 2 weeks prior to that incident and a week after that incident, and get the scripts
of his interactions or conversations?
For him to have picked up those people along the way, immediately he would have passed that information either by call or by text. Now, what will it cost them to carry out this said action? You don't need to torture him. He has a phone. You arrested him. He has a line if his phone is not even available. Let us get his call log. They do investigation. We'll bring in people that will come and do forensics. If anything is removed from it, we would know. We do that. Fine, you spoke with social person after you picked them up around 7, 8. You sent social test. The number you sent the test to will get you to track the person. You called social person when you knew you were already, they were already looking for you. Those are very simple ways of carrying out investigation. But these things are not being. Now, Bamishe entered the bus with a phone, a clothes, and some other things she was taking to her elder brother, Belumi. Where are those clothes? Where are the phone? Where is even the phone? Where are the clothes? And where is even her own clothes that she was putting on before she was gang raped and murdered? Because where they
for
dropped
forensics,
where they dropped her naked. It was passerby that took a wrapper to cover her nakedness. So there are questions that they need to answer. That's why I said earlier, if she happened to be the child of a sitting governor or an ex-governor or one of the top guns or an army general, is this how this case will be?
Would have been handled. So yeah, so are you simply saying that you suspect he wasn't working alone and that he is working in concert with some other people you believe should have been apprehended by now? Are you suspecting something?
I can't say he's working with some other people. All I know, and with the evidence on ground, is that he picked up some people along the way, and Bamishe was gang raped, murdered in his bus. Gang raped in his bus and murdered in his bus. So officially, he had people he was working with. So on the issue of is he working alone? No. They're trying to prosecute him like, fine, others at large. We shouldn't be hearing others at large. At least 1, 2 people should have been arrested. Who were the people that cleaned the bus? What happened to the bus? They have a cleaner at the company. When they brought in the bus, what was the state of the bus? Let the cleaner that was on duty for that day give her own testimony or his testimony. When they bring the boss in, when for the day, they will always have a cleanup. So those are the questions that are yet to be answered. And that is where justice needs to what come from. So when we say justice, we mean bring other people involved. No stone should be left unturned.
Yes, for the fear of sounding insensitive, I wasn't supposed to ask this question, but for for the sake of clarification, because people have different perceptions or different opinions or speculations about this. Uh, you were at the morgue, so that gives you the privilege to have been able to preview or to be able to tell some things. I mean, by benefit of being privy. Some said they suspect a ritual action carried on. Some said, well, it's just rape. By testimony of Andrew Nice that has been so apprehended, yes, maybe rape would be, would be alleged. But from what you saw, did you see any evidence to trace to ritual or just rape?
On the issue of ritual and rape, this is Nigeria. Anything is possible.
Hmm.
It is not until you cut someone's flesh before you can do rituals. We
Especially
have
when you
this
said
thing in Yoruba
the
land.
clothes are missing. Yeah.
We have this stuff in Yoruba land that they call magun, thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Whenever a man wants to do that, place that on his wife, he does not need to cut his wife. They just drop
Hmm.
the stuff. Once the lady crosses it, the thing is already on air. With any man that climbs air, whatever is involved with that charm will catch up with the man.
Hmm.
So, but the issue is gang rape, yes. Ritual, he has to answer that because a private, a clothes, a undies was missing.
Hmm.
Blood came out of a body.
Hmm.
What else do you need for ritual? So we should
Hmm.
stop covering issues like it's just a rape case. No, it's not. It is more than that. Until other people are arrested, will still stand to be corrected. Ritual has nothing to, though at the morgue, I saw her complete. There was nothing tampered with, but she was raped and blood came out of her body. What happened to the blood? Because the
Hmm.
vehicle was clean when they dropped the vehicle. What did they really need? Just blood. We have people that do rituals with just blood. So why do we have to start bringing in? And maybe it's just a mere serial rapist. No, 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 no. I disagree. As a person, my own stand, I disagree.
So how many counts of charges or charge was brought against Andrew Nice upon arraignment?
Yeah, they brought
Did
a
they
five
did they
count.
include 5 counts? Okay, what were they
Yeah,
bordering
but
on? Did they
I
include,
can't remember everything offhand. You
but
know,
what did they all border on?
they
Just
bordered
rape.
on rape, murder,
Okay.
and I've forgotten. In summary, it's rape, murder, and maybe I've forgotten. But I know
Okay.
it's basically rape, murder.
Okay. Principally rape and murder. Or conspiracy to, they have a way of putting those grammars, conspiracy to do this or that. Hmm. Okay. Well, we do not want to preempt the court by delving too much since the matter is already in court. We just need to continue to give clarification and bring the updates to the people who are concerned about, uh, the closure on this case. Um, Thank you so much. I know it's been a very tiring day for you. I mean, you've been going to court since Monday. Well done. So I'll bring you on again to continue to give updates as the court progresses. When is the next date in court? The
And
next
they said
adjournment?
it has been adjourned to 1st of June, 7th of June, and 9th of June.
Okay. 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 So we'll continue to monitor and follow up on that. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and my regards to the family, please. and I'm sure that Nigerians are watching and they are also interested and following up. People are just concerned about why did the noise about it go down suddenly, and that's why we decided to say we should continue to talk about it. We shouldn't stop.
All right,
I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Well done. So for everybody, thank you. So that's the brief we can take tonight. The matter is still in court, and then it will continue much later. Thank you so much for joining, and everybody. See you again. Bye for now.
Please meet Mr. Abiodun Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the big chunk of the housing crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, self-sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where he's from. But upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. So he's using solar power, and he's also not going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by decomposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from them. And this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house. And the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government, he made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he wants to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakeway Beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms, and you can pay in installments. He has a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they are seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable, as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction. And this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house, and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system and will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This is his website.